Welcome back to English Podcast Go. I'm Cyrus, and each episode brings you closer to confident English. Let's jump into today's episode.
You know that feeling? You're busy, like really busy. Your calendar's packed, the to-do list is just endless, phone's buzzing.
Nonstop.
Yeah, nonstop. You're just doing. But sometimes with all that, do you ever feel a bit, I don't know, flat?
Like you're just going through the motions.
Exactly. Not quite alive.
Yeah.
It seems super common now, right? And that weird disconnect, being totally swamped, but lacking that spark, that's exactly what we're exploring in this deep dive.
Okay.
Our source is this really fascinating TED Talk by Catherine Price. And our mission, basically, is to unpack something we think we get, but maybe don't fully grasp the real power of fun.
Fun. Okay, seems simple, but maybe not.
All right, we're going to look at what true fun actually is, why our everyday idea of it is often, like, way off.
Way off the mark.
Yeah, and uncover some surprising ways it can really impact our well-being. And that feeling we started with, that sense of being truly vibrantly alive.
Sounds good.
This talk is just packed with insights, practical ideas, too. So, yeah, let's dive in.
Okay. Well, that starting point you mentioned, it really hits home, doesn't it? This idea that we're constantly doing something. Work, errands, or just, the endless scroll. But underneath, there's often this feeling of languishing. Or like the source says, feeling a bit dead inside.
Wow, that's strong.
It is. And it almost feels like that feeling might be why we stay so busy.
Yeah.
Like a way to distract ourselves so we don't have to face it.
That makes a scary amount of sense. So, okay, if just staying busy isn't making us feel alive, then what will?
Exactly.
And the answer the talk gets into is, I think, really quite surprising. And kind of delightful, actually.
Interesting. So where do we start with how we usually talk about fun?
Yeah, let's start there. Think about your own day-to-day. How often do you say something was fun?
All the time, probably.
Right. But we use it for all sorts of things that, well, maybe aren't actually that enjoyable or even useful.
Like scrolling.
Exactly. Like mindlessly scrolling social media for an hour. We might say, oh, that was fun, but afterwards, you often feel drained or maybe even a bit worse.
Totally. Or you go to some awkward party and say, that was so fun, just to be polite.
Yes. Even when it felt like pulling teeth, we just throw the word around.
And it's funny, even the official definitions, like in dictionaries, they kind of miss the mark, too.
Oh, so?
Well, the source points out they often just define fun as, like, amusement or lighthearted pleasure.
Okay.
Which makes it sound really trivial, something maybe just for kids here or, like, relegated to the play area at a mall.
Yeah, it implies it's not serious, not important for adults.
Exactly. Frivolous.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Based on the research in the talk, it's not just, like, opinion.
Right. This is based on data.
Yeah, they collected thousands of stories from people.
Yeah.
About moments they described as truly fun.
Okay, so real experiences.
And what came back was, well, incredible. These weren't trivial moments at all. When people talked about true fun, they were describing some of the most joyful, treasured, sometimes even profound experiences of their lives.
Wow. So the opposite of frivolous.
Totally. It completely flips our usual idea. True fun is deeply meaningful. It's definitely not just for kids. And the argument is, it might actually be the secret ingredient to feeling alive again.
Okay, so if it's deeper than just amusement or an activity, what is it then?
Well, this is the key distinction the talk makes. Fun is fundamentally a feeling.
A feeling.
Not an activity itself.
Exactly. That distinction is crucial. Think about it. The talk uses examples like dancing, skiing, pickleball.
Things that can be fun.
Right, they can be incredibly fun. But I bet you've also done them when, I don't know, something was off. Maybe you were stressed or with the wrong crowd.
Or just not feeling it, yeah.
And it wasn't fun at all. But then, conversely, something that sounds totally boring, like a walk or just chatting,
can suddenly feel, as the talk says, ridiculously fun because of some unexpected moment, some serendipity.
Okay, so the activity is just the container, maybe?
Yeah.
The fun is the feeling inside.
Precisely.
And what's really striking, according to the talk, is how visible this feeling is.
Visible? How do you mean?
Like, when someone is truly having fun, they look different.
Yeah.
Illuminated from within is the phrase used, radiating this lightness, this joy.
Oh, I like that. Illuminated.
It's like this internal sunshine just beaming out. There's this great little anecdote about a 5-year-old calling fun sunshine.
Oh, that's perfect.
Isn't it? And you see it in the examples given the speaker with her husband. Pictures of presidents laughing, or those famous shots of Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama just cracking up together.
Right, there's that unmistakable joy. You can just see it.
Yeah, it's tangible.
Okay, so it's this powerful, visible feeling. But what creates it? If it's not just the activity, how do you get that feeling?
Well, this is the core discovery from the source, from looking at all those thousands of stories. Even though the details were totally different, climbing a mountain versus a spontaneous kitchen dance party.
Right, very different activities.
The energy was consistently the same, and there were 3 factors that kept showing up again and again.
3 factors, okay.
And the talk basically argues these 3 ingredients are a much better definition of true fun than anything else. They are playfulness, connection, and flow.
Playfulness, connection, and flow. Got it. Let's break those down.
Okay. So playfulness.
Yeah.
This isn't necessarily about literal games or kids make-believe.
Right.
It's more about having a lighthearted attitude, doing things just for the sake of doing them, not worrying too much about the outcome or being perfect.
Letting go of perfectionism. I like that.
Yeah, letting your guard down, dropping that sort of adult self-consciousness, not taking yourself too seriously.
Okay, that makes sense. Playfulness. What's next?
Then there's connection. This is that feeling of having a special shared experience.
With other people.
Mostly, yeah. The talk does say you can feel connection alone, like with yourself or nature, or maybe deep into an activity you love.
Sure.
But the vast majority of those peak fun memories people shared, they involved at least one other person.
Interesting. Even for introverts.
Apparently so. It seems to be about that shared bond, that moment together that just elevates it, makes it magic.
Okay. Playfulness, connection. And the third was flow.
Flow, yeah. This is that state where you're completely absorbed, totally engaged in what you're doing.
Like being in the zone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So focused, you might lose track of time completely. Think of athletes, musicians.
Right. Deep focus.
But here's a crucial point the talk makes. You can be in flow without having fun.
Oh, like how?
Like you can be intensely focused during a really difficult argument or trying to solve a complex work problem. That's flow, but it's probably not fun.
Ah, okay. Got it.
But, and this is key, you cannot experience true fun without being in flow.
So flow is necessary, but not sufficient on its own.
Precisely. Flow seems to be the foundation, the focused engagement. And then playfulness and connection are the ingredients that turn that focus into fun.
And the real magic, the talk says, happens when you get all 3 together.
That's the sweet spot. Playfulness, connection, and flow, all happening at once. Each one feels good alone, sure.
But simultaneously.
That's when you hit true fun.
Yes.
That's the state we're talking about.
Wow. Okay.
And listen, this isn't just like a nice feeling to have sometimes.
Yeah.
The talk argues that fun is, well, astonishingly good for us.
Astonishingly good. How so?
It's positioned not just as something that happens when we're thriving, but actually as a cause of thriving.
Okay, that's a big claim. What are the benefits specifically?
Well, for one, it's incredibly energizing.
Energizing.
Yeah. Think about how much of daily life just drains you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Fun does the opposite. It fills
Yeah.
you up. People describing these moments sound more vibrant, like it lights a fire inside. And that energy, it's often contagious.
I can see that. Okay, what else?
It also makes you present.
Yeah.
Automatically. Because true fun requires flow, remember. And being in flow means you're inherently in the moment. You're not worrying about yesterday or stressing about tomorrow.
Right. Unlike meditation or yoga where you have to consciously try to be present.
Exactly. With fun, presence just happens. It's built in.
That's a great point. And there were more benefits.
Yes. Crucially, especially now, it unites us.
Unites us in what way?
Well, think about how divided everything feels sometimes. Sharing moments of genuine fun lets us connect with people on just a basic human level.
Ah, like seeing past the labels.
Exactly. You see past politics, nationality, religion, whatever. You're just humans enjoying something together.
Yeah.
And the talk suggests this as like the essential first step if we ever want to work together on bigger problems.
Wow. That feels important.
It does. And maybe the most surprising one, it makes us healthier.
Healthier. Physically.
Yeah. Think about the hormones. Chronic stress, loneliness, they flood you with cortisol, increase inflammation, raise your risk of disease.
Right. We know stress is bad.
Now contrast that with the effects of being relaxed, laughing, feeling socially connected through fun. It's the opposite hormonal environment. So the argument is pursuing fun isn't just fluff. It's a legitimate health intervention,
The health intervention, that really reframes it.
doesn't it? And finally, maybe the simplest benefit. It makes you joyful.
Well, yeah, fun is joyful.
Right, but think deeper. Being in a moment of true fun is being happy.
Right.
Right then and there.
Okay.
We spend so much energy chasing this big, abstract idea of long-term happiness.
Right.
Right? Reading books, trying strategies.
Sure.
But maybe, the talk hints, the secret isn't some grand plan. Maybe it's just about having more of these small, everyday moments where you actually feel that fun,
Yeah.
accumulating those moments of joy.
More small moments of fun leading to overall happiness. I like
So,
that.
okay, we get what it is now. Playfulness, connection, flow. We get why it's important. Energy, presence, unity, health, joy.
Yeah. So the big question is, how do we get more of it? How do we actually have more fun, this true fun?
Right. And the talk gives us a great starting point by telling us what not to do.
Okay. What shouldn't we do?
Don't just follow those like absurdly generic tips you find in magazines under how to have fun.
Haha. Okay. Like what?
The talk gives these hilarious examples like suggestions including
Right.
roast a turkey,
Roast a turkey for fun.
apparently, or put together an altar to loved ones who have passed.
Okay, maybe meaningful, but fun.
Right. Or watch a documentary about climate change.
Definitely important, but probably not going to spark joyful connection and flow.
Exactly. And the last one was adorn your table with gourds.
Gourds. Look, I appreciate seasonal decor, but yeah, point taken. Those aren't reliable paths to true fun.
Not really. So the effective approach the source suggests is forget the generic activities. Focus on boosting the ingredients themselves.
Focus on playfulness, connection, and flow directly.
Exactly. Increase those in your daily life.
Okay, how? Any concrete suggestions?
Yes. So if you want more flow, what's the biggest killer of flow today?
Distraction. My phone.
Bingo. Distraction. And the number one source is usually our phones. So the challenge is simple, but not easy. Keep your phone out of your hand as much as you possibly can.
Oh,
Those constant checks, the notifications, the mindless scrolling, they shatter deep engagement. They're the enemy of flow.
okay, reduce phone distraction for more flow. Makes sense. What about connection?
For connection, it sounds almost too basic, but
Yeah.
interact more with actual humans. In real life.
Face to face.
Yeah. The talk points out, ironically, our phones are often what we use to avoid those interactions now.
True. Easier to look busy on your phone than make small talk.
But the argument is, it's worth the effort. And maybe not as hard as we think. It even gives this little step-by-step guide for mini interactions.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like, make actual eye contact.
Okay.
Not the weird Zoom kind, but really look at someone. Say hello.
Okay, simple start.
If that feels okay, maybe introduce yourself. And if that feels okay, ask a question. Not super personal, but something a bit thought-provoking. The talk suggests things like, what's something that fascinates you, or what delighted you today?
Oh, those are good. Better than how are you?
Right. The point is, even one tiny moment of real human connection can feel surprisingly good. It builds that muscle.
Okay. Flow via less phone, connection via more real interaction. What about playfulness?
Playfulness. The source has this wonderful idea. Look for opportunities for what it calls playful deviance.
Playful deviance sounds rebellious.
Well, not like James Dean rebellion. It's not about breaking serious rules or being an outlaw.
Yeah.
It's about finding small ways to gently push back against the unspoken, often kind of rigid rules of responsible adulthood.
Okay. Like what kind of rules?
Like the rule that says you always have to be productive or serious or follow the expected routine. Playful deviance is about giving yourself permission to be a little silly, a bit spontaneous, to get a kick out of life in a way that feels slightly unexpected, maybe even a tiny bit naughty, but harmlessly so.
I think I get it. Like breaking your own routine.
Exactly. The anecdote shared in the talk is perfect. It was about friends who ditched work or childcare, snuck flasks into a movie theater,
Oh, okay.
and went to see Bad Moms at like 10:30 in the morning on a weekday.
That is definitely playful deviance.
Okay.
Breaking the responsible adult mold for a bit.
Right. Just for the sheer fun of it. Finding little ways to rebel playfully.
Love that. Okay, so boost flow, connection, and playfulness. Is that it?
One final, really crucial step the talk emphasizes.
What's that?
You have to prioritize it.
Prioritize fun.
Yeah. Think about where fun usually lands on your to-do list.
Way down at the bottom, if it's
Yeah.
even on there.
Mm.
Often feels like a reward if I finish everything else, which it never happens.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
treated as optional, an afterthought.
Yeah.
The suggestion isn't to, like, schedule mandatory fun time from 2 to 3 p.m. on Saturday. That usually backfires.
Right. Feels like another chore.
Instead, it's about identifying the people, the places, the activities that you know tend to generate that state for you, that playful, connected flow, and then actively carving out space for them.
Making intentional time.
Yes, treating fun is important because based on everything we've discussed, the energy, the health benefits, the connection, the talk, makes a really strong case that it is important. It's vital.
Treat fun as vital, not frivolous.
Precisely.
Hmm.
And the results. The talk mentions the speaker's own experience after prioritizing fun.
Mm.
More creativity, better productivity, feeling more resilient, laughing more,
Wow.
and being a better partner, parent, and friend. Real, tangible benefits.
Okay, so the core message here, it really lands. Fun isn't just trivial. It's not just a pastime or something you earn.
Right.
It's this vital feeling, a state made up of playfulness, connection, and flow.
Mm-hmm.
And actively seeking that out, prioritizing those moments, it's not just enjoyable. It can genuinely change how alive you feel. It's good for your health, good for your relationships.
It really is that sunshine, like the little kid said.
Yeah.
A kind of distillation of life's best energy.
So we really encourage you, listening to this deep dive, take a moment to think about those three ingredients: playfulness, connection, flow in your own life.
Where do you already find them? Maybe without even calling it fun.
Yeah. And maybe how could you intentionally invite a little more of them in, even in small ways? Doesn't have to be a huge production.
No, small moments count. And maybe a final thought to leave you with, drawing from the source. If prioritizing fun really is a health intervention,
Right.
and if it could be a secret ingredient to long-term happiness, what assumptions do we need to challenge about how we spend our time, what we're always chasing, what we really value?
That's a powerful question.
What would your life actually look like, and more importantly, feel like, if you consciously made more space for that sunshine?
Something to definitely think about. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.